welcome to Balance. Today I'm very pleased to say I have my friend Sue Silva with me again today, and we're going to do something very special. We're going to actually demonstrate what she does. Sue, explain to everyone what you do and what we're going to do today.
Well, Laurie, on previous shows we spoke about how to balance yourself through meditation and technique as acupressure. And today we thought it would be really beneficial to show the viewers somebody actually on the table. How simple, how non-invasive, how gentle, and just, you know, what a blessing this work is.
That's awesome.
So the first thing you may ask, how do I know what I'm going to do on somebody? Well, there's a lot of ways. Sometimes what people tell me, the way they talk, the way they hold in their body, they may tell me a medical condition that's going on, or they may tell me an emotional thing, challenging thing that's going on. And plus, intuitively, I pick up on that. I always have, since I was little, had that I could feel what's going on with somebody. But in some techniques there, we call it pulse listening. So the practitioner would take the person's wrists and on both sides, we're listening for the surface pulse and the deep pulse. And each finger indicates what organ function, and the texture and the speed or the lack of hearing anything would tell us where we should go. Natalie being a little nervous being here, and me knowing a little bit about situations, I would start with a spleen flow. Okay. And so I'm going to demonstrate that, and Natalie has a blanket on, so this
is great, because we did talk about it in one of the shows, but to actually see it is a different animal. We talked about spleen.
Yeah. So I sit down and I go under the blanket. Natalie's fully clothed under here, so it's very easy, and I slide under. And Natalie, you don't have to do that because I'll find it, but thank you. And I'm going, one hand's on the coccyx, one hand is on Safety Energy Lock 5, which is man complete in physical form. Now, the spleen flow will help the nervous system immensely. When you can't, you know, when you're too sensitive, like if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Yes.
Spleen flow. Natalie's case, she had some issues, physical issues, that she dealt with in the breast area, and spleen flow is the mother of the breast, and so it's very nurturing to heal that area, and it's vital for your energy. If you were totally depleted, you would want to do spleen flow on your body. It brings the energy up. So we'll just take a moment here. And it's the first depth. Again, we talked about that. First depth is stomach, spleen. It's the earth element, and it's all about feeling safe and secure and having a strong foundation. This is what you would expect in a session, this feeling and the sound of calmness. And then it depends on how long it takes for me to hear a transformation take place. It could take seconds, it could take minutes. So, and then my hand would move from Safety Energy Lock 5. This is actually Jin Shin Jitsu I'm demonstrating. To Safety Energy Lock 14, which is, I'll put your hand there, which is the bottom rib. So you just gently hold there. And this is waistline. So the spleen flow, besides nurturing the bust line, it helps open the waistline. And we must keep the waistline open at all times. So, fuzzy.
So when you said it gives you energy, Are you saying a jolt of energy or better energy throughout the day?
Yes,
Okay.
it brings your energy level back up where it needs to be. The spleen is the sun god of the body. The spleen energy
great.
sends light and life force to all the other organs and areas of the body.
That's great.
And you know,
Sun god of the body. Okay.
yeah, it brings light to all areas of the body. And then we can breathe better. It calms us down. You know, when you're nervous and you're jittery, and you know, that's a spleen flow. There was this young girl that couldn't stand the feel of her clothes on her. 'Cause spleen and stomach is surface skin. So spleen flow, spleen flow, spleen flow. Yeah.
So she was so jittery she couldn't even stand the feel of her clothes on her.
Well, her case wasn't jittery, it was this hypersensitivity.
Okay.
And she was young and just didn't like the feel of anything touching her skin.
Okay.
So, but both heebie-jeebies, hypersensitivity.
Interesting.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Maybe someone might, they might think that they're on the spectrum or have Asperger's, but it's just that they need a spleen flow, maybe.
I gave myself a spleen flow a couple of hours ago to rejuvenate myself today. I gave myself a self-help main central and spleen and stomach. So when I work, it goes through me a lot. I have to breathe it out for them. And usually that's my sign to move on. So the hand moves from the coccyx right above the breast area. That's safety energy lock 13, which is love thine enemies. And it's all about relationship. And of course, it's the bust line area. I love the 13 flow. It's also the mediator. Helps mediate between relationships within yourself, within your physical body, relationships within your family, within your job. Sometimes our most conflicts with people are with ourselves.
And we can, as we demonstrated in, I think, our last show that you were with me, you can do this on yourself, but it's obviously it's easier and better when someone else does it to you.
It's a lot more, it's a gift when someone else does it to you. You can get the same benefits working on yourself.
And those are the 2 points.
Right now I'm on the 14 and the Safety Energy Lock 13, and then we move to Safety Energy Lock 22, which is really vital. 22 is being content and happy wherever I am. So it's being really okay in the body. It helps all the safety energy locks in relationship to themselves and what they govern in the body be happy.
Being safe
And
and
I
happy
know people, you
wherever
probably
I am.
don't know what I'm talking about, but it's trust me, it's good.
No, I think I get it,
It's good
because
for
some
us.
people only feel safe and happy when they're home. And when they go out or when they're in a crowd or when they're in a strange environment, all of a sudden they don't feel that way anymore.
This helps you adapt. And so one time I had asked, before they had stopped the smoking and building laws, before they started that, I had to go to a party and I knew there was going to be a lot of smoking, and I knew it was going to just do me in. And I asked one of my teachers, what can I do? And he said, hold your 22s, just hold them. And it really does help you be able to breathe and stand where you're being. So that's part of the spleen flow. So that's our spleen flow. If you did it, maybe I can do it really quick on myself to show the people. If you do it on yourself, you would take, and I think we showed this, you would take one hand and hold the coccyx, and then the other hand would hold the inner side of the ankle, which is Safety Energy Lock 5, and then when you're done with that, it's kind of like that dance. What's that?
The merengue?
Yeah, whatever they do when the...
Or of the salsa?
Macarena.
Oh, the Macarena. Okay,
is
yeah,
that
yeah, the
it?
Macarena. Okay.
Yeah. And
Gotcha.
so you would end up sitting like that, and that is very peaceful. And this is also for life-threatening situations. When I have people that have really critical labels that they're working with, I will always use spleen and liver function, kidney function. So now I'm going to go into the 13 flow for Natalie, which is really easy. So what we're trying to show people is don't be afraid to go get this work done. As you can see, it's easy. I wouldn't be talking through it all like this unless the person needs to talk. Sometimes they can't relax until they say something. And I'll let them talk a little bit and tell them anytime during the session, please, if something's in your mind, say it. Because then, once you say it, you relax a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to slide under her spine.
Yeah, you usually let me be very talkative, but then I wind up falling asleep anyway, so.
And we talked about when somebody's very talkative, the stomach flow. Because we want to open that waistline so people can digest everything.
All their thoughts and ideas and everything.
All that nervous energy, there's a reason spleen and stomach are in the same depth. So now, very gently, I have one hand on thoracic, where am I? 9, I think I am. And one hand is right under the base of her sternum. Actually, I'm starting the main central flow. So even though my mind said I want to do the 13 flow, my hands went where it was they were probably needed more. And that's another thing about this work. Trust it. You know, you're not doing it wrong. You just, you know, sometimes for whatever reason you go where you need to go.
Huh.
So I'm just going to hang out here. In a session, I would be with my eyes closed and feeling and breathing.
It's good.
Yeah, it's coming right in. And I'll continue with the main central, which is going up another third vertebrae. And we check in with our client once in a while and ask if they're okay, if they're comfortable. Sometimes people the first time, they may have to go to the bathroom and they won't tell you. And you can certainly get up and go if you have to. Mm-hmm. So Natalie, how you doing? You okay? All right, you breathing? Mm-hmm. Natalie's okay.
It's good. Do they sometimes have pain when you do this or no?
Sometimes, if you're holding some area and the energy is going to move, it will push through a constriction and they may feel a little discomfort and then they'll say, wow, now it's okay.
That's great.
So
that's awesome.
And we're usually in a darker room with some pretty music. Sometimes I use music, sometimes I don't. If I do use music, I need it to be very spacey. I don't want melody and harmony because the body is finding its own harmony. Oh. The body wants to reharmonize itself.
Interesting.
Yeah. So because of this type of work, I want the body, which is different than a facial or something else like that. You could have that other type of music, but I want the body to find its own harmony and not to get taken away with the melody of the music.
Right. So it's, like you said, it's not like a facial or a massage. It's a totally different animal completely.
Yeah. And you know what? And a little different than, yeah, right. Right, like with massage, it really wouldn't matter. Mm-hmm. So I get hot doing this a lot of times.
This is amazing. This is fascinating. It's good.
I love this work. And then we go down here. When you're working, I know Natalie's body, so I know right where to go. But if you're going to have to be in the pubic area or the breast area, pubic area if you're a woman working on a man, you could go over here if it's his first time. You don't want to make him nervous. You don't want to be poking around.
Right. Right.
He'll think you're looking for something else. And
Right. Well, you don't want to
yeah,
think
so-
you're being inappropriate
Exactly.
in any way.
So
Sure.
so I would, go over here when I know people and I've been working on them for years. I can get in there. Same thing when a man is working on a woman. He wants to be respectful of. He doesn't want to be poking around too much, and you can just go lightly, above or below where you need to be. So it's very non-invasive. The person is perfectly safe, and
Well, you can tell everyone a little bit about your practice and how to get in touch with you, because
you know what? We're having another retreat. We run one in January, and it was highly requested that we run another one. We opened it to new people. I first started it for practitioners so we could get what we needed. And it became so well loved that people want to bring their friends. So people who have never taken a class can attend this. And that's this March. It's in like 2 weeks, March 16th, 17th, 18th. And we give and get 4 sessions each.
Well, you can tell everyone your email or however you want them to contact you, because
Now see, I burped a little bit. I just worked on someone that was having severe indigestion, and when I'm working on them, I'll be burping for them because it's releasing through me. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I think what I'm trying to say is some of these techniques are really easy to do
Real
yourself,
easy.
whereas some of them I would personally only trust you to do.
Well, that's another thing too. If yeah, anybody can do it, but some people do have a more. I'm thinking of the word. I don't want to say gifted.
Proclivity or gift?
Yeah, it's
or,
their thing. Well, yeah, I guess gifted touch.
Yeah.
Anyone can do it. Because I've been doing it so long, my hands just go with it, very gently. Oh, when I'm running this retreat or when I'm running the classes, I try to tell people over and over, lightly on the face. Some people are like leaning, and you don't want that. You want to be lightly on the face. And I joke, one time this new kid in class, he had my 21, which is here, and he had it out to my ear. He had so much pressure. It was
and that again, that's a 21 lock. That's one of the
Safety
points.
Energy Lock 21.
Lock.
And it was so funny. He had my 21 out to my ear. And I finally had to say, I was on the table during the class, and I said, you need to use less pressure. When I'm in classes, I don't want to sound like a know-it-all and bossy, which I can be. I'm a Pisces, and we're liver, and we can be bossy. Because we know everything.
Yes, I'm a Pisces too, so I can't really. Yeah, I know what
that's
you mean.
why we bicker.
Yes, that's why we bicker.
So
it might be better if you were a completely different sign, but no.
But if people were to listen to me, they would have a beautiful, gentle touch, and I tell them to sometimes move around the area. Like if I'm at the 22. If I feel that open, the 22 can go all the way out from here, all the way out, oh my goodness, all the way out to there. So I'll let it release here, and then I might move a little bit, and then I might move a little bit, and then I might move a little bit, and I get the whole area. And I find my clients all love my work, and so I'm doing something right. And another thing, we spoke before, about animals. Now, I do a house call in Braintree, and they have a puppy beagle, and you know how hyper a puppy is.
Yes.
And now when I go over, the dog's on the table, wants to play with me a little bit, but now it's like
So what you're saying is this whole thing kind of calms the whole room,
and
including the dog.
And it's so healthy for the animals. I mean,
Yeah.
look at my dog Bella. She's like 2,000 years old, and the vets thought I was going to have her put down over 2 years ago. And the minute I start doing a session on one of my friends at my house, as blind as she is, she finds her way right in to be near my table.
But this is
Yeah.
a very magical thing, I think. It does kind of calm the area and calm everyone down. We're getting close to wrapping things up, but not much. But finish up, and we'll. Again, I'm really grateful you were able to come today, and especially grateful to Natalie for letting us do this private thing for everyone to see.
I know they can't see my hands, but I'm going to finish off with a one flow under her two. This hand's going to go
This is
right
called a
here.
one flow.
This is the one flow. It helps everything move. One is the prime mover, unity. Once we're unified, we can move forward. Move forward in our life. Oh, you hold your ones. People have been trying this for an hour a day. And there's a lady on Nantucket that ridded herself of Lyme disease by holding her ones an hour a day.
Show me on my body where the ones are.
Well, they can't see it. You want them to
Okay.
see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Right here.
Oh, right there.
Right in and it's tender. If you touch that, it's tender.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So it's sort of like the upper thigh.
it's the inside of the knee.
Inside of the knee. Okay.
Right
Oh,
where the
I
knee
know. When you
bends.
do that on me, it's very tender.
Yeah.
Extremely tender.
We have to keep things moving. Are we almost done?
6 minutes.
6 minutes.
6 minutes to talk about all the wonderful things you do. So again, you have a website, correct?
Oh, yeah. lakesidehealing.net. And the retreat is March 16th, 17th, 18th at the Hawthorne Inn in Franklin.
Oh, nice.
And like I said, great opportunity for people to come in and have this for really, low money, low cost. That's the reason we made it, so people can afford to be healthy.
Cool.
And, alternative modalities can be expensive, and of course, insurance doesn't cover them. And,
Well, okay, so I have another question. When people come to these workshops, can they learn how to get a hold of someone like you and go to someone like you
Oh, yeah.
and just let you do everything? Or can they also just learn how to do it themselves? Because
Well-
some people aren't comfortable doing everything themselves.
Well,
whereas
in
some
this
people
class,
are.
they're working on other people, so they really, it's not a class. I'm sorry,
Okay.
it's a retreat.
Retreat.
So it's really, they would be shown what to do as they're working on someone else, because they'll have an experienced person working with them. We always match them up with someone that knows what they're
Okay.
doing, and they'll show them where to go.
So it is sort of, though, to teach you and if you didn't know how to do the Jitsu, how to do it.
Right, for that weekend. I mean,
Okay.
then we have classes.
Okay.
I am available for self-help classes. Years ago, I taught them at the Walpole High School
Wow.
at Adult Ed, and I taught a self-help where we all sat there and I demonstrated what to do on yourself.
Okay.
Anything from small intestine. If anybody had an issue, I'd say, okay, this is what we can do for that. And so I am available for that. If anybody wants to put a small class together, I can do that easy. And I do run the big 5-day training. I used to run little polarity weekend workshops. I love polarity therapy. It's one of my favorite. I'm best friends with my polarity teacher. Well, I've had 3 teachers, but the Jinshin Jitsu, it seems to be like that's what I've been organizing a lot of now. And we just had those things at the library.
Yeah. Yeah, those are good.
Yeah. So if people want to find out about little inexpensive workshops that are really powerful and very healing, you can. I'm in Walpole. I'm in the telephone book, and my webpage is lakesidehealing.net. So.
And it looks like Natalie's doing pretty good. She's very relaxed. And when she gets up, is she going to feel energized or relaxed or?
Yeah, a little dizzy maybe with those lights. What I forgot to show you is, and we have a couple of minutes, usually when I start a session, I create a circle, and I start with an opening prayer, so to speak.
Okay.
And so, like, which I forgot because we're all nervous here, but I would say, creating a sacred space for Natalie and myself. I give thanks to our Creator, the universe, for bringing us here together in healing, in service to one another, in trust, in light, in friendship. I ask that I be guided to work effectively and efficiently for Natalie's highest good. I ask that I release any stagnant or nervous energy that my body may be holding, and that I'm totally present in the moment. Depending on who it is, and like right now, and I give thanks to the Walpole Media and to Laurie for making this happen.
Wow.
You know, that's, I have goosebumps. I forgot to do that when we started.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I'm like,
Yes, you're always
kind
so I would include anybody that made this happen, and then we ask that it radiates off of us into, you know, anybody we meet, that they feel some of our balance and some of our healing and some of our bliss. So, and each person's different, and sometimes I get, you know, really important messages for people to hear, and you know when and if you're supposed to tell them or not, or if it's just for you to work what you need to do for them. So when you've been doing it for a while, you know, and a lot of times we get visits from the other side, and I'm working on a couple of people who lost their sons, and the change in them is immense. They go out dancing now. I mean, it just helps move the grief.
Yeah, grief is,
you know, losing a child is
hard.
very hard. But they were numb, and they couldn't talk, and they couldn't focus, and now they're productive. They still, you know, of course, they're still going to have the grief, but they're productive and it's moving. So that's the beauty of this work. It lets you have a better day.
That's great.
You know?
Well, thank you again so much. This has been beautiful. I hope we were able to accomplish something that everyone can appreciate, and something that would really be beneficial. And on top of that, Natalie got a session, so it was good.
And I usually end holding the feet and bringing everything down.
That takes everything down. Okay.
And at the head, I usually, that's done in a session too, but we only have a little bit of time. And
yeah. Well, thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you. Everybody who's watching us, be blessed, be well, be balanced.
Thank you so much for watching Balance today, and have a wonderful life. Thank you for